driving home with Grizzy in English, and then I'll put the Spanish subtitles today, because I'm not gearing this towards so much the immigrant community. I feel that when I speak in Spanish to the actual immigrants that are here, that came, they're still here as immigrants, and whether documented or undocumented, when I speak in Spanish, and it could be because I grew up in Mexico on and off, like, half a year there, half a year here. So my childhood was very much rooted in learning Spanish and the way of communication, the way of expression in Mexico. So much so that, I'm pretty sure that's another reason why a lot of Mexican Americans, or your Mecha people, or your people that are Chicano, don't understand that, yes, I am Chicana, but my mentality, the way that I grew up, wasn't the amalgamation of Mexican culture in the United States, but Mexican culture, because I literally grew up in Mexico. And it is different than growing up here, because over there, it's just a different mindset. It's definitely more a community mindset, even more than here. It's a more community-driven culture, as well as a bit more respectful of the matriarch archetype than here. So with that introduction, I would say whoever wants to read the Spanish subtitles is welcome to. But let's talk about a common issue we're having right now with all of the organization and all of the groups that are so-called coalitions for defending, that are all male-led. They continuously try to quiet down powerful women that will not kowtow to what they want or kiss their ass. I said it. And now, yesterday I tried building a bridge of communication to see how I can help these people bring more crowds to their rallies or their press conferences or whatever bullshit they have going on. And that's not just that organization. Down to the United Farm Workers Union. The United Farm Workers Union was founded by who? Supposedly Cesar Chavez, right? But he was massively anti-immigrant. Massively. But Dolores Huerta was pro-immigrant, who is still alive, who is still fighting. But everybody ever talked about was Cesar Chavez. And Cesar Chavez, I'm not taking away what he's done or what he did or his legacy. I know his granddaughter, Genesis Chavez, she's Afro-Latina, sweet kid. I used to follow her before. I don't know where her account went, but, because she's for animal rights, she's a vegetarian, and she takes the positive parts of her grandfather's legacy, and she's building her own legacy. Like, she learned how to be, I guess, a leader in her own community and an activist, and it's in her blood. So she has it, and she has a legacy that she supports and embodies. And I love that for her, because as a woman, she's taking on that role and then expanding. It's not just about farm workers. It's about, for her, it specifically was animal rights. So it's beautiful to see young people empowered and emboldened, wanting to be a part of something, right? But at the same point in time, just because you have an organization or whatever does not give you the permission to be a pedantic asshole to anybody that's trying to help you. And I'm not just saying it on my own personal experience. I saw on Instagram that Flower in Spanish is saying there is a worker strike coming because the undocumented people want to make demands. And then somebody's going, oh, I spoke to the head of the labor union for United Farm Workers, and this isn't happening. Undocumented immigrants may or may not be part of the union. You don't know that. The union might not be okay with the thing, and they might break rank with the union. It happens, Just because you work for a union doesn't mean that you have to do what they tell you. Matter of fact, Labor Law 101, since I'm an HR person and I literally had to take labor law. So, in order to have a union in any enterprise, whether it's a longshoreman, which they had a heck of a history, and I'll have to talk about how that whole union formed in another video. But in order to have a union anywhere, in any capacity, in any company or in any industry, the union must provide protections to all employees, regardless of whether they're part of the union or not, meaning regardless of not whether they pay union dues. So, for example, If you're in a union and you negotiate $15 the hour for every single one of your members for a company, let's say Starbucks, let's say you were negotiating $20 an hour through the Starbucks union. But even though not every person in that Starbucks pays union dues, they still have to be paid on par with what the union employees are paid. But by the same token, if there is a negotiation with the union and then they have to do layoffs and the union stipulates that you have to lay off the people that don't pay union dues, again, I don't quite remember everything, but I believe that, you keep the union employees because they have a contract written on regarding, what actions are specific when you're laying people off and so on and so forth. So for another organization to say, well, her organization doesn't know, but you can't say that. You can't say this person doesn't know, or that just because she's organizing with undocumented farmers, that what she's doing is incorrect. You are nobody to say that. Nobody. Nobody can tell another human being what they can and cannot do. There's a bunch of us participating potentially on the Great Sick Out, where we're all going to call out sick. A lot of us are wanting to do more economic boycotts like the one for Target. And I myself haven't bought very much at Target. I've been very discriminating in what I buy. 9 times out of 10, I'm there picking out medication for my mom or my dad or myself, because CVS and this just makes it easier. And like I was telling my parents, we should probably just get it delivered by mail at this point. So, as a collective, as a community, Latinos and Latinas and Latinx and Latinez, yeah, we're a fucking mess. I'm putting it out there, and you guys can talk shit to me and tell me I'm the worst person in the world. I don't fucking care. Because the fact of the matter is, well, you continue to allow your goddamn egos or your credibility, or I've been doing this for 10 years, when you don't even know the people who you're talking to, and then you turn around and spread lies about them like you did about me, calling me a feminist, which, yeah, that's not necessarily a lie. I am a feminist and a humanist. I fear that men and women both have the same right to self-determination. If anything, women are bigger badasses because we're the one carrying the fucking kids and having periods with pains that hurt as much as heart attacks. And the moment a man gets a fucking cold, he can't function. So don't miss me with all that bullshit. So if you're a man and I just polarized you and you don't want to hear the truth, I totally get it. You and your machismo can go. Because I don't tolerate that shit from my father. I've never gotten it from my husband, and anytime he tries, he knows what he gets right back coming to him, and he knew what the fuck he signed up for. All right, so, nah. That ends today. Men historically fuck everything up, down to the fucking Mexican independence. Yeah. Ay, Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Ay, Jose Maria Morelos y Pavon. And if you're a Mexican American and you don't know that, those were the people that declared the independence of Mexico. Padre Hidalgo, Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. He was actually a Catholic Criollo priest, or I think he was considered Criollo or Mestizo. I don't remember. I think he was Criollo. But, he did cohabitate with a woman and have kids, even though he was a priest, right? So he's the one that in 1812, el 16 de septiembre de 1810, so September 16, 1812, was the one that had the standard with the Virgin of Guadalupe and declared that Mexico was free of Spanish rule in 1810. And then Jose Maria Morelos y Pavon was I believe he was mestizo or more indigenous, and he was one of the people that was helping from the state of Morelos, as funny enough, to organize the local native populations to fight the independence, along with Iturbide and other people, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you about the Mexican Revolution. That'll be another video that'll be long form on YouTube. But the point is, amongst all of that, there was one woman who made a fucking pivotal difference in the fight for that independence. And that was Josefa Ortiz de Dominguez, la Corregidora. One of my personal fucking heroes. But they don't talk about her as much here. In Mexico they do, but here they don't. And we're hearing these same fucking narratives of all the boys are talking, the boys are there, and they only allow women that they have a message that they're comfortable with to speak, without knowing that we powerful women don't need their goddamn platforms, nor their support, or nothing. Because you know, you can talk a good game, but your actions are what will define you and what will be written in the history books about you. And me personally, again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but last time I checked, when we were getting tear gas, that first fucking thing, I was in the fucking front lines, not just in fucking Paramount, understanding what was going on, but the people locally, they're telling me, learning, because I'm like, well, they're telling me this. Well, no, this is what's going on, blah, 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 right? But besides that, the next day, when they started tear gassing, I fucking ran to the front, like I said before, not giving a fuck. So I was there, running to the front. Where were you? Because I didn't see you. And there was a lot of us, and eventually I had to go home because, you know, people have families and shit like that. But the point is, you cannot diminish what one person has done because they haven't been part of your little clique or your little group or what. No. We're all fighting for the same goal. We all want ICE to leave LA. We want our immigrant and communities left alone. And for that matter, not just Latin American or Latinx immigrants, all immigrants. But it is that stupid machismo, that stupid mentality of you're not Mexican enough, or you're not Mexican American enough, or you know you're a no sabo kid. That lack of inclusivity that's killing this goddamn movement. So no wonder ICE is having such a good time. You know, it was beautiful to see a couple members from the Crips last night talking shit to DHS. I was there. That happened right when I showed up with my daughter and my husband. Making those fucking DHS people, like, they were mentally fucked. On the one hand, you have a little girl looking at them going, why are they here? And I'm explaining to her, you know, we have a right to protest, but these people don't want us to protest, and they're taking away mommies and daddies, right? Like, think about that shit. Unwittingly. I'm not gonna take credit and say it was my bright idea. I was meeting up some people. My daughter didn't want to be without me because she's been without me most of the day, because I went to support this effort of having a press conference when they want to show numbers, because my friend keeps talking to Unión del Barrio in San Diego asking us to show up. Meanwhile, Unión del Barrio in LA can't fucking stand the sight of me. Whatever. But I was doing it because my friend keeps asking me to go show support, which after today I told her I'm not coming again. I'm just gonna go do my own thing because fuck these people. Seriously. You cannot continue to demand people come together, people cooperate, find a group, but then you should clarify, find a group and not ours, because we're full, we don't want you. You should say that. If you're going to go and demand that people come together to help each other out, then go all the way. Don't be ambiguous. Say, we've got all we need here, go form your own subgroups because we don't want you. And move on. Or say, we don't want you because you're too much of a strong fucking female, that we're too chicken shit to deal with you. Because we don't know what to do with you. Because we're so busy trying not to catch a fucking felony, even though I'm the one running for mayor, mind you, that I'm fucking telling cops to their face night and day, what the fuck are you doing? Don't believe me? Ask the kids over the weekend on July 4th at like 10 o'clock at night. It was also my friend whose car got impounded after being taken by the police. He was the medical transport. I picked him up. So yeah, no, miss me with your, we don't see, yeah, you're not going to see me on your streets in the morning because I got to go to work, bro. But that doesn't mean I don't fucking care. That doesn't mean I'm not doing the work. And that doesn't mean I'm not doing what I need to do to be amplifying the plight of our people. Just today, I fucking went on LinkedIn and I pretty much committed career suicide. Because I said it's really interesting to see how LA is literally under siege and people are suffering and the rest of you are going about your mundane lives like nothing matters. That was a fucking call out to every white person I know on LinkedIn. Co-workers, employers, former employers. For all I know, my boss could fucking fire me tomorrow for that one. Because even though I'm not saying it as a representative of his company, I do work at his company and it does show on my LinkedIn profile. But see, I just literally put my money avenue, right, my wages at peril to speak out about what my community is going through. So you can't sit there and tell somebody like Flower in Spanish, oh no, what she's saying is wrong, because I spoke to the head of the United Farm Workers Union. Last time I heard, they're not the only people that represent farm workers, and they don't speak for all farm workers. And that's the problem. You people keep generalizing the voice, But if we're going to generalize the voice, then all the voices have to be equal and the representation has to be equal. You can't continue to stay on this fucking machista bullshit shit. You can't, because I'm so sorry to tell you, but you're in the fucking minority here. It is the rise of the divine fucking feminine all around the world. Women, starting with Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo and other women, are leading the world. They're leading humanity into a better place, coming out of caring, coming out of empathy, coming out of love, coming out of, hey, let's build something beautiful out of empathy, love, and respect, not let's build something which is exactly the same as now, fucking patriarchy, only under a different color. Equality doesn't just mean equality among races. Equality also means equality amongst sexes. And that's the part where a lot of you are missing it. Like, down to the abortion ban. The abortion ban was a sexist play because white women are refusing to have children, or choose not to have children, or chose not to procreate with men. And because of that stupid law to try to control white women, a black woman had to give birth in death. So she didn't actually give birth, did she? She was used as a womb. She was used as an incubator while in death because of the fucking patriarchy. And because of that same fucking patriarchy, you've got myself, you got people like Flor, you got other people that are like, hey, we have to help out. Yeah, they should demand fucking papers. Absolutely, yes, they should. Because they do pick our food. Oh, the farm workers union said no. Fuck them. What the fuck have they done for you lately? What the fuck did they do when I started fucking raiding Bakersfield and Fresno? What the fuck did the United Farm Workers Union do? Were they there with batons ready to fight back ICE? Or did you just pay them to be your voice? I'm just saying, a lot of people can talk a lot of shit, but I'm all about action speaking louder than words. And I feel that those people that have been with me on the front lines, that are with me at nights in front of the federal building, that have known me my entire life, can tell you I am a person of fucking action. When I'm going to do something, I don't just talk about it, I fucking do it. You know, like when I went viral and everybody's like, run for mayor, run for mayor. I'm like, are you sure? Yes. I'm like, because I have to be 100% sure you guys are behind me. Yeah, we're behind you. Fuck it. Run for mayor. I'm running for mayor. I submitted the paperwork. I'm working on it. I'm doing the diligence that I have to do and preparing myself. Was I thinking of getting a master's in law? Not in January. In January, I was thinking about getting an MBA because I'm a business administration major for my bachelor's. But now I'm getting a master's in law because that is what's going to be required for the next step when I am elected next year. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to do the best that I can to the best of my ability. Understanding that while the city does operate kind of like a business just based on the way that it is structured, my moral compass must align with the laws that help the people and remove those in law that hurt the people. Like the majority of the LAPD, the bad leadership, and the entire council behind the LAPD union, which is complete shit. Made up of businessmen and other people that don't give a fuck about the community. Okay, I'm doing all of that diligent research on top of working full-time, on top of trying to be a present parent, which is proving rather difficult at the moment, and fighting battles internally with my own family who fears for my life every time I'm out there doing the work that you claim I'm not doing, man, in my comments. So like I told an asshole earlier that said, oh, vete a la vergola porque tú no haces nada tampoco. Like I told him, you know, when you're standing next to me getting shot at by cops and bleeding, because that's probably what it's going to take, then I'll consider that you're up to my level enough to actually try and talk to me. Because as of today, I'm done talking to people that talk but don't do. I've been out there doing the fucking work. Sacrificing my time with my family. Almost got fucking fired for taking medical leave when all this shit went down. So putting my fucking income on the line, I'm gonna have to resign once the fucking mayor things kick off. And if by any grace of God I don't win, well then fuck that. I just fucked my entire family. Trying to make a difference. Because that's what's at stake. But I chose to accept that mission. So I'm doing it. So while you stand there from your little pulpits with your little media conferences or your little 503 organization label saying you can't do this, you can't do that, I beg to differ. No one can tell another human what to do or how to fight in the way that they want to fight. If we're all going for the same goal, all this putting each other down, which is rampant in our community, specifically when it's a woman who's speaking truth to power, yeah, then you're just being detrimental to the cause. You yourself are just as bad as Donald Trump and any other white supremacist, because you're allowing the fact that you have a penis between your legs dictate who cannot lead. And I'm here to tell you, this is just a beginning for me. Don't be surprised when I'm governor. Don't be surprised when I become president. Because I'm not going to lay my fucking head down and be like, oh, I didn't do it, or they didn't pick me. This isn't about being a pick me contest. This is about changing our fucking country for the better. This is about understanding that every person here has the right to self-determination. Every human in this planet has the right to live for the mere reason that they are a human. Doesn't matter what color they are, doesn't matter what creed they are, doesn't matter what sex they are. And so, under that paradigm, then we all have the same fucking rights to fight the same fucking battles if we choose to. And we don't have to kowtow to anyone unless we choose to. Hence me running for mayor. I would have never considered a career in politics many years. People have told me, Griselda, you're so eloquent. Griselda, you study so much. Griselda, you know so much. Why don't you run for office? I'm like, because government is corrupt and politics are corrupt and I'm not for sale. And I'm not going to go seek office unless the people ask me. Never in a million years did I think people were going to ask me, but they did, so I did. Otherwise, I would have continued to say. And let me be clear, for all of you pro-leftists, whatever, that claim to be anarchists. You know what anarchy actually means? Look it up. Anarchy means, more than anything, when you're an anarchist, you respect all human beings and their rights, whether there's government or not. Being an anarchist does kind of come with, hey, you don't believe in the way the government structures are. And again, I don't disagree with any of that. That the stakes are against us, people of color. Duh. I mean, shit. Didn't we learn that in like 6th grade world history? That's always been the case, right? But I think the part that you guys are missing is that just because you have the right to be pro-militant left does not give you the right to put other people in danger due to your views or to the privilege of your color of your skin, or because, you know, you have a dick. So miss me with that bullshit. If this hurts your feelings, then I'm not the person that you should talk to. But I don't see how anybody gets to tell anybody else how, unless the other people are willing to be led or organized or strategized into how. Hence, when I'm saying, if you guys want to organize, let's meet up together. That doesn't mean I'm going to be the one leading that effort. If I've got a former military person that has, you know, knowledge in small tactical combat, I want that person to fucking lead that part of it. Absolutely. Because they have the subject matter, they're a subject matter expert, they know what they're talking about. Right? Okay. So let me just be clear with that. I'm done with male fragility. I'm done with allowing men to think that they've got the handle on this, because you know what? Let me be clear to you. Since amnesty happened in the 80s, I haven't seen you guys do anything to help the people that come here illegally. What have you done? What have you done to advocate for another amnesty? Nothing. You leave it to the legislators and the people that run for office. But what have you done personally? I'm waiting for an answer. I mean, I know I'm talking to a screen, but exactly. I mean, I've translated for people for free when they go to their immigration hearings, even though I am not a certified translator. But I have. People have asked me, can you translate for me? Sure, take the day off of work, go translate for this person. I have advocated for victims of sexual crimes that are minors. I've done that. I've advocated for the sick. Whenever you need a translator in the hospital, if I'm there with one of my family members, I translate for every single person that needs help. I never deny my ability to speak English to anybody. I always try to do the right thing. And maybe that's what we should all be doing, the right thing, which right now is taking care of our immigrant communities and getting ICE the hell out of here. And there's a lot of ways to do that. Yeah, deny them service, don't feed them, don't let them stay in hotel rooms, boycott every freaking company that's helping them, pull your dollars out of the machine. Absolutely. But you know how you can also do it? You can do it psychologically. You can get in their head. You can do what the Crips did yesterday, what I did on 4th of July. You know, when I got on my knees in front of a little Marine bitch and I was like, shoot me, motherfucker, I'm right here. I don't give a fuck. I came ready to die today. Putting that psychological warfare back into them because that's what they're doing with our people. I'm using their same fucking weapon right back at them. Now they think myself, those 2 Crips, and some of the people that are there every night, they think we're fucking nuts. But that's good. Because now they know we're unpredictable. Now they know based on their fucking training, they don't have a grip on us like they think they do. They might know what our face looks like, but they don't know what goes in our head, and they don't know what we're actually capable of. And like I said, what happened yesterday in MacArthur Park, we knew exactly what it was. It was a show, and that was done on purpose when everybody was at work. Had that been done at 5, 6 o'clock at night, I think we would have seen the first Battle of Los Angeles where drone would have been drawn. And to that effect, we don't know what's going to happen in the future if this keeps up. You've got to be some kind of fool to think that eventually this isn't going to wind up with hand-on-hand combat on the streets. And yeah, they might have guns, but there's a register. What tells you the rest of us don't have weapons? And who tells you that the rest of us have bothered to even register them? You don't know us. I'm just speaking collectively. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen in a person's mind until they're met with that moment. But for some of us that have met the time and we have met the moment and we've gone out there courageously, put our fucking lives on the line, because that's what we did. That's what I did more than once. I go out there and put my fucking life on the line. Look at that. I have a 7-year-old daughter and I went and put my life on the line several times. And I'm not telling you that so you can clap for me and go, oh, wow, she's so brave. No. I'm telling you that because I'm the type of bitch, that's what most of you guys call me anyway. I'm the type of bitch that puts her money where her mouth is. And I don't see any of you little bitches doing that. So yeah, consider this your fucking call out, whatever. I don't give a shit if you report my accounts. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care whether you're ally or foe. I don't care that you're going to go and call me whatever. None of that fucking matters. You know why? Because when history's written down, they're not going to remember you, but they're going to remember the people that fucking put their life on the line to get the shit taken care of. And I've been one of those fucking people. If you don't believe me, talk to the girls in Venezuela that sent me some saludos through a cousin of mine that speaks to them. Or talk to the ladies in Brazil that kept telling me, you're fucking amazing, we love you. Talk to my Arab friends that are messaging me on TikTok all the time, telling me how happy they are to see me. Tell that to those people in Palestine that became my friends because of that stupid video. Because they saw that in the United States there are people like them that are hurt and they're angry and they're screaming, and we will not go down without a fight. Yeah, go talk to all of them, because apparently they saw something in me that you continue to fail to see. But that's not my problem, that's yours. And with that, I leave you. You have yourselves a wonderful afternoon.